Bricks, it's Brickley here, and welcome to my 2021 Imperial Army update. And I got a ton of Imperial minifigures to show you, but before I do, I'm gonna show you a time lapse of me setting up all of my Imperial minifigures. I just finished setting up all of my Imperial minifigures. As you can see, I got quite a lot of Imperial Stormtroopers in the middle, and we're gonna get to that in just a second. But if you are enjoying my LEGO Star Wars videos, of course leave a thumbs up to support this video, go subscribe to Brickley if you are new to my channel, and of course ring that notification bell to stay updated on when I post any Star Wars videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the minifigures. So we're gonna start right over here in the front. You can see I got Emperor Palpatine in the middle with Darth Vader next to him. As you can see, an epic minifigure. And then behind them I got the Red Guards of Palpatine. I actually managed to get 4 of those minifigures. I'm quite proud that I got these minifigures. You can see that this minifigure is actually quite simple. You get this amazing head mold over here with just a black face underneath and no leg printing, unfortunately, for these minifigures. But even though they don't have any leg printing or something, I definitely love these troopers because they have this sort of double colored cape, as you can see over here. This is quite, well, bright red, and over here we got some dark red underneath. So that's really a cool cape for such a minifigure. But these are all the elites in the front. And then over here we got Grand Moff Tarkin with a couple of commanders and such behind him. So really epic minifigure, Grand Moff Tarkin. Love this minifigure. And then over here we got some infiltrators of the Imperial armies. We got Jyn Erso over here with her landing pad trooper helmet over here. Quite an amazing minifigure. Really happy that I got this minifigure because you can actually remove the hairpiece and just turn her into a trooper, which you can use for your LEGO Star Wars mocks. So that's quite amazing. Something amazing to do with this minifigure. I'm really happy I got this Jyn Erso with one of the Rogue One sets. And over here we got another 2 infiltrators. We got Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in their Stormtrooper outfits from the Death Star set. So quite amazing minifigures. And the same goes for these minifigures. You can just remove the hairpiece and turn them into some troopers for your army. And over here we got Darth Vader 2 times actually. We got the one which is scorched over here from, I believe, the Darth Vader's transformation set over here. So quite a nice minifigure. And then over here we got the Darth Vader from, I believe, Darth Vader's castle in his sort of a pod or something where he was resting. So that's quite an amazing minifigure. And then behind those figures we got, of course, the AT-AT pilot over here, the AT-AT driver, and General Veers over here. Quite an epic minifigure. and general all together. And then behind those minifigures, I got my 6 regular snowtroopers from the Imperial Army and one of the snowtrooper commanders. And these are the ones from the 2014 AT-AT, which I'm going to show you in a second. And next to them, I got my big bulk of the TIE Fighter pilots over here. And as you can see, I got quite a lot of TIE Fighter pilots. I actually managed to get 16 over here. And as you can see, this one over here has arm printing. So that is the one from the UCS TIE Fighter from, I believe, a couple of years ago. So that's really an epic minifigure to have. I should just, well, switch them around because this is actually much more of an epic minifigure. As you can see with the arm printing over here on the sides, that's definitely something epic which you don't usually see with these, well, army building troopers. And I got most of these with a sort of TIE Fighter polybag sort of small set, so the microfighter, I mean. Yeah, I got most of these minifigures with the microfighters, so that's quite a nice, well, army building technique to get a lot of these pilots. Next to those minifigures, I got my Sandtroopers over here, and these are just 3 of the, well, Sandtroopers over here, quite amazing minifigures. And then a funny story about these Shock Troopers over here. I actually had 30 back in the day, and I unfortunately sold them to get a lot more of the First Order Stormtroopers, which is a grave mistake because I wanted to build a First Order army back in the day, so I traded with someone, and yeah, I really regret doing that, but I managed to get 2 more just to, well, start building my army again of the Shock Troopers. And then next to the Shock Troopers, I got the Guard of Darth Vader's Castle, really a nice minifigure. But I don't want too many of these because, yeah, they don't really appear in the movies. I haven't seen them anyways, so I don't really think that I need to get a lot more of that minifigure. And then next to that minifigure over here, we actually got 3 of the Scout Troopers. 2 of them are from the Ewok Village set, and this one is from another Endor set over here. 3 of the original LEGO Imperial Stormtroopers, quite an amazing minifigure over here. Actually, I want to get a lot more in the future to sort of build an original trilogy LEGO Stormtrooper army. That would be pretty sick to have a lot of those original LEGO Stormtroopers. And I don't think they are too pricey at all, so I might as well do that in the near future. Over here we got this droid over here, quite a nice minifigure as well, like it. I don't know the name of it, so let me know in the comment section down below what the exact name is of this minifigure over here. Then we got a couple of these crew members over here. Maybe shuttle pilots or something. Again, I'm not familiar with a lot of names from the Imperial Army, but I do know that these 2 minifigures are AT-ST drivers. Then we get a couple of Scarif Stormtroopers over here. Shore Troopers, actually. We've got 2 of the regular Shore Troopers, 2 of the sort of Shore Troopers with 1 arm and, well, sort of bluish gray over here. And then I got a big bulk of the squad leaders. And what I did with the squad leaders over here is actually that I removed the sort of, well, cloth piece on the legs from a lot of minifigures. So I got a ton of these minifigures. As you can see, throughout my entire Imperial Army over here, I got a lot of those Shore Troopers, and my exact amount is over 120 of those Shore Troopers. That's quite an amazing thing to pull off, to have so many of those Shore Troopers over here. And I'm really fond of these minifigures. I think they're truly epic minifigures to have in your entire Imperial Army. I do need to get a lot more of these minifigures, but they're just really pricey, and I managed to get these for quite a good deal on Bricklink a little while ago, maybe even over a year ago or something like that. But I'm truly happy that I got these minifigures, and right in front of them, as you can see, I got these animated Stormtroopers from, I believe, the Star Wars Rebels show over here. And these are also quite amazing minifigures. These are actually my first LEGO Stormtroopers I ever owned, so I'm going to keep those forever because these were actually the first minifigures I unboxed for my LEGO Star Wars collection. So that is a fun fact. I really like these minifigures, and I think they're pretty unique with the blue under helmets over here on the side in comparison to the other Stormtroopers over here, which we're going to take a look at in a second. So I think that these minifigures are quite epic. I actually managed to get a total of 23 of these animated Imperial Stormtroopers. So I'm quite happy that I still have these minifigures, and I'm not going to sell them anytime soon. And over here on the right, as you can see, I got these troop carriers over here from the Imperial Stormtrooper Battle Pack, so the minifigures were included in this small set. You could actually get a bunch of these for quite cheaply back in the day, and I got 5 back in the day. As you can see, they were around $15, so that's quite cheap for a lot of minifigures. And next to it, I got this little post over here from another battle pack with these spring-loaded shooters over here, and then I got this little panel over here. I actually have 30 of these battle pack pieces, but I don't have all of the shock troopers and the commanders, as you can see, but I'll get them eventually. I just have to buy them back on Bricklink. And then over here, finally, the last thing I want to show you from these battle packs is this little microfighter over here. So this is where I got all of these Imperial TIE fighter pilots over here, as you can see. So this is for sort of, let me see here, a TIE Reaper. So quite a nice little, well, microfighter over here. So I think it's quite nice. I actually got a lot of these. I got, well, 16 of these, 15, I believe. So quite a nice microfighter. And then we're going to take a look at the rest of the minifigures. In front of the Stormtroopers, I got all of my bounty hunters. And in front of the bounty hunters, I got Boba Fett. And he's actually from the UTS Slave 1 set. And I got this minifigure for around 5 years right now. So I'm quite happy with this minifigure. It's really a detailed minifigure with, of course, the arm printing and such. So I just love this minifigure. On the right of him, we got Dengar, Bosk, 2 other Boba Fetts over here with less detail. I actually dislike these minifigures over here because I already had this minifigure. So I never did anything else with these figures over here. I believe one of these minifigures is from the Cloud City set over there. As you can see, that small Cloud City set. So that is the one on top. And of course, I got my UCS Slave 1 and my UCS TIE Fighter, and next to that I got my, well, UCS Death Star over here. So quite amazing sets over there. But turning back to the minifigures over here, I actually got a lot more other bounty hunters. I got Greedo over here, IG-88, and I got 4 Lam over here. Quite a nice bounty hunter over here with quite an interesting backstory as well. So I highly suggest that you go and dive into some fan lore on YouTube, because this is really an epic bounty hunter over here. So I got a ton more other minifigures, which we're going to take a look at right now. So in the middle over here is something that you're all going to love. I actually got 80 of these Stormtroopers right here and 1 commander. Actually have a couple of these pauldrons from these polybags for the animated Stormtroopers, but I didn't really want them to be on display with these Stormtroopers, so I just added them to my regular Imperial Army over here. And as you can see, these are my favorite Imperial Stormtroopers over here. These are the ones from the Star Destroyer back in, I believe, 2014. And then, of course, from the Rogue One sets over here, these are all those Stormtroopers. And I really love these minifigures because they just look so epic. And I'm actually a bigger fan of these minifigures than from, of course, these dual molded Stormtroopers over here. I do like these minifigures, but I prefer the ones over here. So that is why I got 80 of those and only 6 of these. Actually got 2 more sealed in the Imperial Marauder set, so that's why I only have 4 of those standing over here. And then we got these epic mortar troopers over here. Really a big fan of these troopers, even though I would have loved it a bit more if they created the mortar troopers in this head mold over here. So that would be a lot more epic with this helmet mold. But that's just my opinion out there. And we're going to take a look at some other minifigures over here. So as you can see, I got the Shore Troopers over here. Actually added a couple of pauldrons to the Shore Troopers. Quite amazing minifigures. So I got around 120 plus of those minifigures. Great figures. I really just love these Shore Troopers over here. And then behind them, I got a big bulk of 60 of the damaged Imperial Stormtroopers, and these came with this battle pack over here. So that's just a well, side information. So I got 60 of those, actually kept those, never traded those. So these are just from my original 2017 LEGO Star Wars collection. So these are really epic minifigures and quite old already, 4 years already. That's a long time. But yeah, I really love these minifigures, and let me know what you think of these damaged Imperial Stormtroopers. I think I'm gonna use them in some mocks in the future where I'm gonna have a lot of damaged Stormtroopers laying around dead, or even just, well, fighting in combat. That really would be epic. But over here on the right, we got a big squad of Death Troopers. And in the front of the Death Troopers, we actually got Director Krennic over here with 2 of his elite Death Troopers over here next to him. And actually, I got all of these from the Rogue One Battle Pack, but you can see that I added these pauldrons, and I actually got a video on that. So you can click the card in the top right corner of this screen to watch that video on how to customize your LEGO Death Troopers. As you can see, I have the pauldrons over here, so that looks quite nice. Actually got the cloth piece over here on his legs, on the hips, I mean. But these minifigures are really great. I got 62 of the Death Troopers, so I'm quite happy with my total count, but I do need to get a lot more Stormtroopers to sort of have a balance in my Death Trooper and Stormtrooper ratio. But over here on the right, we got a lot more of the Shore Troopers, as you can see. So yeah, I have a lot of Shore Troopers, over 120. And then over here in the middle of the Shore Troopers, we got those landing pad troopers. And I actually got 30 of these minifigures. I'm quite a big fan of the landing pad troopers because I love this, well, the base of Scarif with all of those landing pads and those troopers and just the guards defending it. I think it's quite a cool idea to have a lot of these troopers running around on different landing zones and just have them, well, showing every little cargo ship where they can land. That's pretty epic in my opinion. Also gave a lot of these the torches, which you could see in the movie. So quite epic minifigures. And I think we've had all of the minifigures standing in front of the vehicles over there. And as you can see, we're gonna start, well, looking at the vehicles right now. So you've seen all of my LEGO Star Wars minifigures. And let me know in the comment section down below what you think of my entire minifigure collection for my Imperial Army. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at all of my LEGO Imperial vehicles. So over here on the far right, we got the Imperial Marauder sets. I got 2 of them built over here. Quite amazing sets. I think the build is quite nice over here. I'm not a big fan of the little door over here because you can't fit a minifigure inside, but yeah, I think the set is quite great for some display of your sets, and of course for army building, it's quite a great set. I mean, you can take this apart, maybe build a sort of rock out of it. I mean, you got tons of slopes and dark bluish gray pieces used inside this build. So definitely something great if you just want to, well, get the minifigures and use this for some mock building, which I'm going to do with the other Imperial Marauder set, of course. Over here we got this gun over here from the Death Star set. As you can see, I got my 2 gunners sitting in front. I actually want to get a lot more gunners for next year's Imperial Army. I just haven't gotten to buying more Imperial minifigures aside from all of my Stormtroopers over here. But I think these gunners are really great, and I want to get a lot more of these minifigures. And then over here, we got 2 of Darth Vader's TIE Advanced ships over here, so quite amazing ships. And this one is from Darth Vader's castle, and the one behind over here is from the Death Star over here. So those 2 builds are quite unique. I'm happy I got these builds on display right now. And then over here behind the army, we got 4 of the Imperial hover tanks, and one actually is special. I actually customized this one over here. As you can see, I can fit not 2, but also a 3rd cargo crate on the back, which you could see in the movie. So that is quite epic in my opinion. I actually need to customize all the other ones too, so I can have a lot of cargo crates being delivered to the bases of a Rogue One. I think it's quite epic to have a bigger Imperial hover tank because I'm quite a big fan of the Imperial Army, well, shown in, of course, Rogue One with all of these Stormtroopers and, of course, the Death Troopers. And then we got these hover tank pilots. So I think it would be quite nice to have a lot of these tanks rolling around on the base of Scarif, but also on in the city of Jeddah as well. That would really be an epic sort of setup with these hover tanks. So that's why I got 4 of these. I actually got these at the release of the LEGO Imperial hover tank back in 2016, I believe. So I got a ton of these sets and actually got 8 of the Imperial hover tank pilots. As you can see, they're sort of chilling on top of the tanks, just as you can see in armies quite well often on TV and such. So I'm quite happy with those hover tank pilots. And over here behind them, we got 2 of the AT-STs from the Rogue One sets. And these are, in my opinion, the best AT-STs you can get from the LEGO sets if you're not, well, gonna buy mock instructions to build your own AT-ST. But I'm quite a big fan of these AT-STs. They really look good. I think they're quite accurate to the movie, and they're not too pricey. So in my opinion, these are the best AT-STs you can get, aside from, of course, the AT-ST from the Mandalorian set line. And over here, we got the 2014 AT-AT, which I promised I'd show you. So this is my favorite AT-AT so far. I actually need to get the one from 2020 as well, because that set is also quite amazing. And then next to the AT-AT, we got the Imperial Shuttle Tidarium from 2015 over here. That is quite a great set, and I just love this Shuttle Tidarium. As you can see over here, the wings are so good. The only thing I don't think is that great of this set is that you get these, well, sort of empty studs over here on the bottom, but on the other hand, I think it's quite nice that you can see the LEGO design of it. And I actually want to get the UCS Imperial Shuttle Tidarium one day, but I don't think I'm going to get it, well, soon. And then over here on the left, we got Director Krennic's shuttle over here. Quite a nice set. I just love this shuttle because you could see some epic angles of it in the movie, so I definitely had to get this back at release. And over here on the left, we got this sort of, well, landing shuttle over here. I don't know the exact name. I'm not a big fan of it. I just purchased it back in the day because I wanted to have all of the sets of that wave. So I think it's quite a cool build over here, but I'm not really a big fan of it. I suggest, well, if you want to get this set, I suggested you go and save up for an Imperial Shuttle Tidarium, but that's just my opinion out there. So I've shown you my entire LEGO Star Wars Imperial Army. And if you did enjoy watching today's video, of course, leave a thumbs up to support this video. Go subscribe to Brickley if you are new to my channel, and of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated on when I post any LEGO Star Wars videos. Of course, share this video with all of your friends, and I'll see you all in the next LEGO Star Wars video.
It's in the air like a blazing flare.